everyone here. We have a quorum. So we'd like to continue, open the meeting. There are two applications on the agenda. The first one is, we're going to deal with this briefly. The applicants are going to be able to be here, but I want to go over it. It's for 1 Washington Street in the village here in Hoffman. Is the cross, no, not Hoffman, yeah, Washington and Hoffman, yeah, on the corner. Kyle Borat, I can never pronounce his last name. Borat? Borat. He wants to put a fence up higher than what's required. A 4-foot is required in the height, and he wants to go, he's looking for a 5.5-inch variance, and he feels that that extra inches is going to help with his dog issue, and also in keeping with the fences that are currently there at the same height. He's not here to explain what he wants to do, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And I don't know why I don't have that application in my packet, that original Kyle's application. I looked in there. Yeah, I just want to see the drawings. There was an issue about the fence density, and I think Aaron solved that because of the spacing in the fence. The horizontal rails are spaced enough to not make it a solid wall issue. So I did a site visit, I hope everyone else has, and the fence that's there, I assume it doesn't look like this fence matches what's there against the firehouse.
Right, I think that's kind of what the verification is, because he sent a photo of one thing and then a drawing of the other.
Yeah, so the drawing is what he's proposing.
I believe so, but either way, it doesn't create a solid wall.
Either way, it doesn't create a solid wall. So basically, we're dealing with
The height.
in the front yard. So if he's not here, can we just move to call for a public hearing for next month? Yeah, does anyone have any questions on the application? No. So let's make a motion to call for a public hearing next month. Second, second, all in favor? So we'll see Kyle next month for a public hearing on that. I don't think we need anything more from him, so. The 5 extra, what kind of dogs does he have that he needs 5 extra? It's more in keeping with the fence that's there, I think, than it is.
That's what he said, to keep with the current fence that's there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look funny.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that's easy. The second one is an application for 54 Center Street. Are you the owner?
Yes.
Your name is?
Adrian.
Adrian, I'm Stephen Piazza. Adrian wants well, you've seen the drawings. We don't have a survey of this property, right?
No.
Yeah. So tell us what you want to do.
Basically, I want to add a second floor to the house, and I want to attach a garage on the back side, because there's already an attached garage, but there's no way to like back up or turn around. We don't have to back up all the way to the street. Yeah. So that's why we're going to remove the garage that is there and just attach it to the house facing.
And with the second floor living space above it?
Yeah, with that second floor.
Right. So you're looking for a variance of 5 feet on the right side. You have 10, you need 15. I think, but
No, what do you mean on the side? Like,
on the right side of the house, from what I'm reading on the application, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, on the right side of the house, there's 10 feet, and you need 15.
Well, I'm not going to the sides, I'm going directly.
You're going back, right, and the house is already there.
The house already.
The house, and the house is, Aaron, the house is already 10 feet from the line too, right?
I believe, yeah.
Yeah, the house
As
is,
I said,
from what I saw in the drawings, it seemed like the new construction would be in line with the existing house.
Correct,
And
but
it
then
just going,
the non-conforming lots, that's what I sent out earlier today, is that such lot has an area of at least 5,000 feet, and he has 7,402 square feet of the lot. The minimum yard dimensions can be reduced, the side yards can be, the side yard each by 20% of the lot width, but not less than 8 feet, and 20% of 50 feet is his lot width would be 10 feet, so if he only, according to this, he only needs 10 feet.
he only needs 10.
He only needs 10 feet anyway.
So he doesn't need a, he doesn't even need a variance.
Not if it's actually 10 feet, so,
Yeah.
I believe he actually would need, like, a survey, a plot plan showing
Yeah.
the exact distance.
Yeah.
Even to the side, right?
Correct, yeah,
Okay.
so,
I mean, there's the stakes there and everything, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's something. But, I haven't measured myself, but I
Yeah.
don't think that house is still 10 feet from the actual property line.
yeah, so that's
So-
what we need to know, is
Yeah.
what the exact amount is.
Yeah.
If it's less than 10 feet, then you're definitely gonna need a variance.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually 10 feet.
So we need to-
It might be a little less than that.
I think you're gonna need to show that in a survey.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
you're gonna need a variance for lot coverage anyway, right?
Well, that's
Not
the other
really.
thing, so
All right.
according to this, if it's 2,400 square feet plus 25% of the lot area, so 25% of his lot area is 4,250 square feet, and what he's proposing is a total of 2,627 square feet between the slab, the porch, the addition, and the current structure.
Yeah, the slab that I have there, you mean the slab over in the back, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that I wanted to put a slab there because I have a camper that I wanted to put
Yeah.
in the back of the property.
right.
I don't have to put it on if
Yeah.
it's an issue.
So the slab is just a slab,
It's just-
nothing on top of it.
It's just for,
That's what I wanted to clarify with you.
What's this? That's a
It's
little bit.
0.19 acres, which is 7,402 square feet.
And so a quarter of that plus 2,400.
Right, which comes up to 4,250 square feet that he's allowed to
What's
cover.
the name cover?
According to the plot plan that he wrote, and what's currently existing there, I came up with
That's not
2,600.
close, really. I mean, it's,
Yeah, so he's like, he's not even halfway of what he's allowed.
okay.
So,
Well, I mean, it seems there are two things to this, and if it's not lot coverage, one would be an actual survey that shows
Yeah.
that the house is actually 10 feet, and then you would need it. The alternative, though, it would be to consider it, since it's a continuation of the line,
Yeah.
you know, if there's any question about how, if it's, you know, let's say it's 9 feet away, but if you felt it was suitable to allow a continuation of the line, you could grant
Yeah,
that.
that comes up a lot in the village when people
You know,
want to.
so it's gonna have to, since there's no survey here tonight, it's gonna have to come back next month anyway. And the question is, I guess, partly is, do you have a survey already? I mean, because they're not cheap, you know. and-
Yeah, I personally don't have one. I mean, like I said, there's the stakes all on the side of, on the lines. I don't know if somebody ever did one before. But I haven't, I've owned the house for a year, so far.
So when you bought the house, it wasn't, you didn't have a survey on it?
No, I mean, I bought it from the guy next door. He owned it, and I mean, the house is obviously not livable, everything's got it. So that's why I want to do this work.
So there might be a survey on file,
There
you'd have to
might be.
find that out in the county, but if you need to get a survey, that could be a lengthy process into getting.
Yeah, I know that doesn't mean it's,
Yeah.
in the past, I tried to get a survey from property.
On the right side is actually the good side.
Yeah, before you get there, that would be, yeah, so, but
I mean, it's maybe 10 feet between the two houses presently.
Oh,
I think that the survey is something we definitely going to need on this application to see that determination.
Maybe this is not a public hearing, but
Yeah.
just a matter of information, it's actually about 5 feet as far as he understands. The house is maybe 10 or so, but he thinks that it's actually pretty close to like 5. So there's a question about how close it is.
Yeah, so that would solve that problem. It would either one way or the other, as to whether it's gonna be a good result or not a good result. But a survey is really something you need. It's too close to not require a survey. It's too, the line it's too much. If you were in the middle of a field, it might
Yeah,
not be
I
a,
understand.
yeah.
So if it is like, obviously springtime, it's not 10 feet, so is there, I don't know, do you see an issue going back, or if it is just to file?
Well, I wouldn't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I think that a lot of times this happens in the village where someone has an existing house, and that house has been there well before zoning has been there. And now you want to put an addition on the back, and it's kind of like, well, this is, so I have been on other applications where that was granted, but I can't speak to that because we don't know the
A lot of it comes
numbers.
down to what's next door.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you have a property and there's a building and an adjacent property that's very close and very big, that's more, it sort of impairs your own property more than if it.
Sure.
So let's say if there's a house already there, but the size and how it presents and how it kind of affects.
Yeah, the
property,
project
so
would
it's all got to
be,
be kind of
if you're
considered.
building a skyscraper, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's why also a lot of times, maybe not the case here, but I've seen other cases where people came in and they said they want to put a building there. I said, well, and the zoning board, whether here or another town, whatever, says, well, we need to see an elevation. We know what it's going to look like because whatever, that whole side of the building is going to be basically right next to the neighbor's yard, and so
Yeah.
you can't really judge how it's going to affect the surrounding properties without knowing what it is. And
Sure.
the bigger it is, the more impact it is.
Sure,
It always have to be weighed, so it does kind of come down to the specifics. So
Yeah,
being how close it is and how big a thing it is are the things that the board will have to weigh.
and you submitted a lot of drawings here, a lot of mock-ups. Is this done from,
I did that myself on my computer.
okay.
The next door person.
But it's not anything that's architecturally,
No.
that would be neither here nor there, but basically,
He's the one
we would be, if we grant you a variance, it would be based on the
This is what he
size
said.
of the property, not necessarily a design.
Yeah.
So I would be more interested in a survey
I don't
versus,
want that.
what it's gonna look like. But we do have a height issue as well, so
That's all I have to do, so.
without measuring and without knowing that, I think it's just 2 stories.
Yeah, it's, the house to the right, they put a second story, so it's probably gonna be as high as that one,
Yeah.
the 2 houses on each side are 2 stories, so it's probably gonna be the same size.
So if Adrian, right, gets us a survey before the next meeting, which isn't gonna happen, we can't have a public hearing on it,
Not without the survey.
without the survey, so.
Unless there's already a survey.
Unless you find a survey somewhere, you go down to the Hudson.
So what you could do, let me see.
There isn't
Is-
one.
Oh, this is?
No.
All right, well, doesn't sound like there's one. So,
Yeah.
then we have to wait for one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if he found there was one on file, then let us know, let somebody, the town know, or the village know, would, like, prompt in the next week or two, then there would still be time to publish the notice and send it.
And what's that deadline, what's that cutoff? Yeah, anything has to be in by
You were the second.
15 days before?
Mhm.
You sold him this one.
10 days?
Yeah.
That's why.
So,
Oh, no, yeah.
This is the seller of
That's
the
just
property,
perception.
and he says there's no survey.
Yeah.
He previously owned it, so it doesn't sound.
oh,
like
you
it.
previously owned this property, and there's no survey, okay. Well, there's no survey, well, unless you find one, but I don't think you got it. Get one. And then we have to really wait for that and go from there. Because that'll definitively tell us, definitely tell us what we're dealing with. We can't grant you something that we, based on. So do we keep this open?
Yeah.
So we'll just keep this meeting open. But if we can't keep it open for, I think it's 3 months or 2 months time?
I think when someone's just,
Table.
Yeah.
you can table stuff, when
We'll
there's
just
a
table
reason.
it. We'll table it.
When there's a reason like this, you can keep it open basically as long as you need to.
Yeah.
If somebody just abandons something and
Yeah,
there's no communication and
Right.
after a few months, you can just
keep in
dispense
touch,
with it.
send us letters, postcards.
Yeah, when you know you have it, then we can put it back on the
And then
agenda.
we'll put it on the agenda and we'll see, we'll go from there. Does anyone else have any thoughts or to that? Does that sound agreeable to everybody? So I'll make a motion to table this application until further notice to when we get a survey from the applicant.
Okay.
All right? All in favor?
Was there a second on the motion?
Uh,
Second motion.
See what that is? What's in there?
Okay, we're all set. Sorry. Yeah,
He's doing
okay, okay.
It's
Thank you. Yeah.
for the planning board.
Thanks for coming in.
He said he wants
think
to go
that's
back
it,
to my
right?
adjustment.
I don't have the question right in front of me.
Was there anything after?
Minutes.
We can merge it.
Minutes. Back in May.
That's what he wants to do.
Well, I've read the minutes and I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
He needs at least 2 uncolored copies stamped.
Second. All
Who
in
was
favor?
seconded?
Julie.
I can't hear anything, guys.
We just approved the minutes, even though we don't really have to, but we did. And everybody, and
Did everybody sign, initial that they were here? No.
initial for this meeting, for August, this is September, right? Money, money, money.
Yeah, I need to sign too.
And does anybody have anything else? No? That was easy. Make a motion to adjourn at 7:17. All in favor? Second? All in favor? Aye. Thank you.